Welcome to Manawaker Studios Flash Fiction Podcast. I'm CB Derogi. This week, Vacant Thrones by Michael Haynes. Chimera knew she was close when the forest changed. The animal sounds she had heard along the way were absent, and the trees were stunted. Even the light, though the foliage was sparse, seemed diminished, polluted. Branches of a dead tree barred her path. Chimera cleared them away with her axe and pressed on. Before long she saw the thrones on a small rise. Karen, the witch queen, sat in the grandest throne. The two bone-wrought chairs flanking her were empty, as they had been for years. Gazing on the witch queen, Chimera's pulse quickened. She reminded herself of the sacrifices she'd made to get here. Giving up now would make them be in vain and forever destroy her hope of a life with Elaine. Chimera traced the outline of the amulet under her tunic. That piece of protective magic and a vague idea of where to search for the queen were all her inheritance had brought in trade. It didn't feel like enough. She had thought to approach from behind and take Karen by surprise, but the path led straight to the thrones, and every attempt she made to forge a new path was thwarted by the trees. She realized this was not ill fortune, but some magic of the queen's domain. Only by daring to face her directly would Chimera proceed. The queen watched her approach, but made no move, uttered no sound. Moments later, Chimera stood on the rise, close enough to smell Karen's decay.
"Welcome," the witch queen said. "Few come here, fewer idly."
Chimera focused on breathing steadily. In, out, in. "I have a request." Karen smiled thinly.
"Fewer still come with a request."
"You have a claim on Elaine of Myard, a claim you will not be able to consummate. I request you release him from it."
"Are you a seer?"
The question surprised Chimera, but she saw no harm in answering. "No."
"Then don't presume to tell me what claims I will and will not be able to consummate. Elaine of Myard was granted to me by his parents to be the consort of my eldest daughter. I will not release him."
Chimera's eyes flicked to the vacant thrones where Karen's own consort and her only child, a son who died in battle, had once sat.
"And why do you care, daughter?"
Chimera laughed. "I am not your daughter."
"But you could be. I need no consort, no blood offspring to mold an heir. A willing woman could fill that role. She could sit beside me and her consort as well."
Karen leaned slightly forward.
"You come here for love."
The word sounded foul to Chimera in this place.
"I can offer you something better than love."
"Dark magic and a creepy throne?"
"No, Chimera."
The girl flinched. She had not spoken her name.
"Eternal faithfulness. The claim my daughter will hold on this man will be unbreakable. Released from it, he would be responsible to no promises other than those made by words."
Chimera stood still as Karen rose. She thought again of the cost of her quest. Would it feel worth it if she succeeded now, loved Elaine for a time, and lost him?
"Come to my side, Chimera. You will have this man, and he will not be able to love another. He won't even wish to love another. No other woman has such certainty."
Chimera weighed the axe in her hand, weighed the future. "What you offer," she said at last, "is not love, it's slavery." The Witch Queen's eyes narrowed.
"Fool!"
she cried. Chimera lunged toward her, axe held high. Karen raised her hands, and Chimera felt a jolt as her amulet deflected the energy of the queen's first strike. Now it was spent, a worthless piece of metal. Karen had only an instant to look surprised that her opponent had not been felled. Chimera gave the axe a fierce swing. The queen's headless body collapsed. The forest did not spring instantly back to life, but the grayness of the place lifted. The witch queen was dead, and her daughter's claim nullified. Chimera put her axe away and began the journey back to Merd. There she would see Elaine and ask for his hand, for as long as they both wished to be one. This has been Vacant Thrones, written by Michael Haynes, and originally published by Kazka Press. Flash Fiction Podcast is supported by Manawaker Studios patrons on Patreon, the voluntary pay-what-you-want subscription service. Patrons get perks like access to patron-only stories and behind-the-scenes info. Higher tiers grant a subscription to Manawaker Books, or even an honorary title within the studio. You can become a patron for only $1 a month, and every patron is greatly appreciated. For more information, visit patreon.com/Manawaker. For more information about Manawaker Studios' other projects, including books and games, visit manawaker.com, which is also where you should go to learn more about the authors featured on this podcast or to get details about submitting a story. The Flash Fiction Podcast theme song is by Kevin MacLeod. Manawaker Studios' director of DICE is Ben Baston. I'm CB Droege. You can follow me on Twitter and Facebook at CBDROEGE. Thanks for listening.